Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. It's a very different week in FC26 this week, with the Christmas holiday bringing us double the cards in packs starting tomorrow. That's what I want to talk about today, getting us prepared for what to expect this week on FC26 as we get Winter Wildcards Team 2 and Team 3 in the next couple of days. We already have official stats leaks. We're going to look at those today. Especially this is important if you would like to start saving packs or you want to save yourself some coins, because I do think there's going to be some prices dropping on this market very soon. Plus, we got to talk about the Winter Wildcards Team 1 that is in packs right now, as EA did fix the market ban issues with these cards. I would say these cards are safe to trade with right now, even though I'm expecting their cards to drop. And we had another fire evolution release yesterday, but it might be good to save for one of those cards we talked about in yesterday's video. Let's talk about it, guys. If you're excited for it, drop a thumbs up on the video, hype the video, and subscribe if you are new. Yesterday's content on Tuesday, of course, brought us the 5th release of the Winter Wildcards daily tournament objective of here. Actually, if you've completed all of them up until this point and you complete the new tournament objective number 5, you will get the completionist tournament objective done, because all you have to do is complete 5 of the 6 of these. I missed number 2, so I've got to do 5 and 6 to get this one done. This one's kind of falling. This tournament is kind of falling behind, honestly, because Gauntlet is the number 1 priority for me right now. I'm almost done with it. I just have to win a couple more games and play a couple more games to get the Marcus Llorente and the really good packs. Of course, speaking of those good packs, with more cards coming in packs, I may start holding on to a few of my bigger packs that I get from objectives and rewards, just because why not save for when there's going to be double the amount of players in packs? Of course, we're going to talk about that today, but through the rest of yesterday's content, we go with an evolution that was leaked ahead of time and is very, very good. The Attacking Freeze Evo. Honestly, guys, I wish I could do this evolution 5 times over, not just twice. This is the Bruiser Plus Evo, but it gives all the defensive playstyles as base playstyles, and that's what's fantastic about it. You get Bruiser base, Jockey, Intercept, and Block. I love the Intercept is one of the first playstyles in here in the order of how it gives them on the card. That is fantastic for chains. And then in the second step, you get Bruiser Plus, Anticipate, Slide Tackle, and Aerial Fortress, up to 7 playstyles. Now, the only issue with this, since it gives so many playstyles, is you might end up with a player who doesn't get all the playstyles that you want, of course, because they may already have one. And then sometimes there's some issues as well with the fact that you get Bruiser base first, and then it gets overwritten by Bruiser Plus. On some cards, it seems like it still counts the Bruiser base in the playstyle total, which is actually frustrating because sometimes it doesn't mean you get an extra playstyle after the playstyle plus. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but when I'm looking at some of these chains in game, you know, I'm seeing some of that, and I haven't completed any chains yet, so I don't know if that's the case when the card is finished or just when you're seeing the card in the preview screen there. But this has got Evos popping once again, as this is a fantastic chain evolution. Now, once again, I will say this may be a good Evo. We talked a lot about that Hullet, right? That's coming out as a silver card tomorrow with the new season. This might be a great Evo for that Hullet player, or maybe even the Maldini silver icons incoming. But as of right now, you're already seeing Van de Ven chains, Kusanov, even Teo Hernandez fitting in chains with this new evolution. So either save it for the next 2 weeks that you can, or put it into an Evo right now that you're trying to build. Guys, defenders, center backs, particularly yesterday in the game, dropped off a lot in value because, once again, center back Evos came to the forefront as people were making crazy cards of Van de Ven. Van de Ven's inform went from like 400,000 coins, already super duper expensive, to almost max price. He's 620k. We're about to have 2 Van de Ven cards, both extinct on the market, both because of evolutions that he fits, and it goes crazy. And the only one that's not going to go extinct is this one, because it's 1.6 mil, and that's a crazy price for a Van de Ven with Rapid Plus, not a defensive playstyle. Maybe this one will go extinct someday too at 2.2 mil if we don't get any other version of Van de Ven soon, or some way to pack the inform or the gold gets supplied a bit more, because right now he's the one that's going crazy for all these center back evos right now. But yeah, save that one for chains or put on a player right away that you're trying to finish a chain on, because that does look like a very, very good evo. Now, let's go to SBCs where the content continued. It was really an okay day in this part of the game. We had the 2-player SBCs, Emre Can and Joe Gomez, as expected. Emre Can is good, in my opinion, because he is cheap and he has Intercept Plus. 286 rated squads here for his card. He's got Intercept Plus, but he's got Anticipate Base, 4-star weak foot. Yeah, long ball and pinged as well with slide tackle and press proven. So needs an evo or two, and especially some play styles to really, really do good things. Decent rolls, not crazy, but for only 69,000 coins, 286 rated squads, that's actually a pretty good card with the most meta defending playstyle plus in the game. So you can't go super wrong in stashing that one in the club with some extra fodder. But for Joe Gomez, I think this is a bit more expensive than what we were hoping. You could say some prem tax is kind of involved here in the pricing of this SBC, although he does have every single roll as a roll plus plus, which is a nice touch. 4-star, 4-star is nice, lengthy, right back and left back. There's a lot to like about this card. The dribbling for me is kind of low, and the price is too high. Anticipate Plus is good. Intercept Base, block. Of course, you got aerial and you got the ping there as well, but 286 rated squads and 287 rated squads for 189,000 coins on Joe Gomez. I just think you can use your fodder in better places. But, you know, it's kind of funny. EA put out these more expensive SBCs for longer. So if you do want to craft it over a 2-week period instead of only having a week to do Emre Can, you could do the Joe Gomez card there. Of course, yesterday as well, we were looking for the upgrade packs, and we're missing the 85 plus player pick already. Guys, the 85 plus pick, I don't even know if we can really realize how good that was, because it only required gold rares. And man, compared to the 85 plus times 2 that we had yesterday, it was easier to complete. It didn't require an inform, which is good for all of us except Team of the Week investors, which I know a lot of you guys invested in Team of the Weeks, and they are going up. We'll look at that. But the 85 plus player pick just felt like it gave better pulls from that. So many people packing Croy from that. Way less people now getting good winter wildcards pulls from these 85 times 2 SBC packs, but still worth doing because, like, we have the fodder grind. We have the crafting upgrade right now. We have all the other player picks and stuff that we can do to craft. So it does feel like it's worth doing. Just a little unfortunate because what we had with the 85 plus pick was so good. We also have the 78 plus 5 of 10 player pick, and this one requires 2 squads once again of gold common. So of course we had the 80 plus 3 of 10. Now we have a 78 plus 5 of 10. So you take 5 cards home with you out of the 10 in the pick. And you still have to turn in 10 common golds. But most of those that I got yesterday and doing that player pick 3 times were just 82, 83, and 84 rated. So nothing super crazy there. But hey, those are all worth completing because we have the menu grind and the craft that we do have right now. Now let's talk about informs and fodder for a second. I had bought a good chunk of informs for 12,000 coins. I know a lot of you guys had as well. I was selling a bunch of them at 15,000 coins. They're still selling at 15K right now. With the 85 times 2 also requiring an inform, we need 85 times 2 informs every single day for that SBC. The 82 times 10, that's 3 informs that we need every single day as well. Some of the other player SBCs, right? There's more inform demand because of the SBCs that have been dropped and their requirements. So informs are looking up. It was a really good investment this week. Honestly, though, I think I would be selling today and tomorrow just to be safe with it. 15,000 coins when you bought at 12K for a rise in 2 days after they were 12,000 up to 15. Like, that's a really, really good rise for informs and for fodder. So I think I would take the cash on those and sell those and then look to reinvest on the weekend. That is my opinion because we get a new team of the week today and we're going to have a lot of packs opened tomorrow, on Christmas, and on Friday. It's going to be a huge day of packs in the next 2 days, and I do think that's going to impact the market negatively for some of the cards like these informs in packs and also some of the winter wild cards we're going to discuss as well. But the reason I would say today could be a good day to sell informs is because we've got some big SBCs that are refreshing, and I would also say it's a good day to get out on some of your fodder investments as well. Fodder did very, very good this week, guys, but one of the reasons it did good is because the icon packs have been out. There's 3 different icon packs or picks released at the moment, and the 87 plus base Thunderstruck is going to refresh today, so you'll be able to do it 3 more times if you've already done it. Same thing with the icon player pick, I believe. That refreshes today too 3 more times. So that's a little bit more demand for fodder. Could make the 86 to 89 rated players jump up a little bit in value. Could create an optimal sell window there before we have all of the packs opened on Christmas. Now, a couple of other notes from yesterday's content on Tuesday. We had not Winter Wild cards, Thunderstruck cards upgraded. A nice touch, honestly. EA upgrading these cards a little bit earlier. We had Friday upgrades for these, and then last week it was on a Wednesday. This week it was on a Tuesday. Ryan Gravenberch was one of those who got updated. He got the Bruiser playstyle added to his card. I think one of the craziest upgrades yesterday and movements in price was Yilmaz. He's back down to 34,000 coins now, but he got Rapid Plus as his upgrade because he did not have a playstyle plus, and the final upgrade that he achieved was 1 playstyle plus or a max 1, right? So you couldn't go over 1 playstyle, which most of the Thunderstruck cards did. So most of them just got a base playstyle like Gravenberch, but instead he got a playstyle plus, and his card price went from 20,000 coins. He actually went all the way to 80K before coming back down to 35 where he is now. So check on those Thunderstruck cards, as there was a bunch yesterday. You can of course see those on Futbin under the live tracker tab there. And we have to mention the store because we're watching these advent packs get dropped in the store every single day. Yesterday was no different. We were wondering how much the pack was going to be for Advent 3, and it was 2,500 coins. It was an 81 times 9. So that was adding 3 cards to the 81 by 6 Advent 2 pack that we had 2 days ago that was 1,200 coins. So I guess we'll be watching maybe today for a 5K pack, Advent number 4. Be watching out for that as a part of the content today on Wednesday on Christmas Eve. Now let's talk about that soon, but let's also look at what's coming on Christmas. We talked about this earlier in the week because we had some leaks, but I feel like now it's a good time to just look at the next 3 days on this game and realize it's a very different week, and there's content dropping on more days and bigger content than normal because of the holiday, and that includes double the cards in packs. We've been all excited for winter wild cards, and this team right now with the best of re-release that's been in packs for the last couple of days, it's about to get even better because the leakers have confirmed the dates and all of the cards with official stats for what is upcoming tomorrow on Christmas and on Friday the 26th of December. We're getting Winter Wildcards Team 2 tomorrow and Winter Wildcards Team 3 on Friday. Now, this is the Team 2 that is coming into packs tomorrow on Christmas. It is not as good as Team 1 or Team 3, but it does have some gems. You've got another set of the big bro, little bro situation of the icons with Zico and Miyama. These are their big bro, big sis versions with 2 playstyle pluses for both of those cards there. Pedri Winter Wild cards with Tiki Taka plus, Litmanen with low driven, Rodrigo with low driven as well. Another Rodrigo card. It feels like we just had his season pass card that was very good with finesse. We got Bomb Pastor, Julian Alvarez with another version, Lauren James with 2 different cards, one with finesse, another with quickstep. Kevin De Bruyne, maybe one of the cards I'm most excited about after using him almost the entire year last year in FC 25. He's going to have a cam and a CDM version, one with incisive and one with intercept. That's a crazy card. Watch out for his card tomorrow. There's the Zico little bro with the quick step. Doesn't look quite as good as Cruyff potentially, but could still be very, very good. That's one of the reasons I think Cruyff's price is a little bit in jeopardy with some of the other icons that are going to come in on Friday. We've got Slaughterbeck here. We've got Morgan Rogers with Incisive Plus. That might be a really nice card for a lower budget. We've got Miyama, Little Sis with the Press Proven Plus. Dudek. This is one of the crazy cards in the promo. We got a goalkeeper Dudek, and we have a right wing Rapid Plus Dudek. Kind of reminds me of the Onana card that we had last year that was a right wing as well. And one thing I want to mention about goalkeepers, guys, is I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but EA did a very unique thing with the Rulli Winter Wild cards that is in packs right now. If you look on Futbin at his in-game stats, EA actually boosted the reaction stat from his 84 rated and his gold card up to a higher level on this 87. I think he got plus 11 reactions, 79 here, and this card has 90 reactions. That doesn't seem like a big deal because he got an upgrade, right? But it actually is because I think this might be one of the first times ever. Obviously, I can't remember every single circumstance, but one thing we're always complaining about with goalkeepers is that the reactions never get boosted when they get other stats upgrades, right? That's a stat that EA has never really touched when it comes to goalkeepers getting boost, even with the evos that we've had. We said it even last year before goalkeeper evos were, when they were leaked and we were expecting them to come out, we said goalkeeper evos would be good if EA could actually boost reactions. Well, we've just seen them boost reactions with Rulli. Watch very close on this Dudek card to see if they do the same thing, or maybe if the Rulli situation is just a one-off occurrence. But through the rest of this team, we have some fodder cards down here at the bottom, but a Madueke that could be very good for budget Premier League squad builders, a finesse plus 92 pace version, and a rapid plus 94 pace version there. So that is team 2, right? It looks decent. It doesn't look crazy. You got some pretty good top tier cards in here. And of course, that Mateus is going to be fantastic with the Tiki Taka Plus, which is way better than Power Shot Plus that his base icon card has. But let's move on and look at what's happening on Friday with team number 3. And these, of course, these teams are going to overlap because on Thursday for Christmas, team 1 and team 2 are going to be in packs at the same time. But then on Friday, team 1 goes out of packs. Team 2 and Team 3 will be in packs at the same time. So no matter how you slice it, from Thursday onwards into the end of next week, we're going to have double the Winter Wildcards in packs. But this team, wow. This team is looking crazy. Puskás with the Finesse Plus at 93 rated, leading the charge with 2 Playstyle Plus Henry, 2 Playstyle Plus Vieira, Cafu, and the craziest Rashford upgrade yet. I know that Rashford is one of the most evolved players in this game, but I think this card might be clear of all the evos. Like 94 pace, 90 passing, and 90 dribbling, 88 shooting. That's tough, okay? I mean, he's going to be expensive because he's 90 rated. That's going to be a really, really crazy card and very expensive there. EA is definitely trying to chase some pack opening sales with that. Patrick Guijarro has 2 versions. A CDM version with Intercept. That's going to be a crazy card, very good in game. And then a striker version with low driven, trying to make her card look like Pina. Like, that's exactly what we all think when we looked at that Patrick Guijarro card. It looks like Claudia Pina. We've got a Cannavaro with Anticipate Plus and 94 defending. It's going to be this promo team. 2 versions of Ramirez, a right mid with a lot of pace, a CDM with actually pretty good pace for a CDM as well with Anticipate Plus, Boole, Kessler the hero card, 2 versions of Nico Williams, 2 versions of Yap Stam, a center mid Yap Stam. I have a feeling that this card might be crazy. 75 defense looks a bit low, but we'll have to see what playstyles he has versus the center back Yap Stam, which will of course be crazy as he always is. Intercept Plus, that literally might be the number 1 or number 2 best center back in the game later on this weekend after he gets released. Again, guys, this is why Team 3 looks crazy, right? Joao Neves, 2 versions. Taram's getting a promo card. Patrick Schick, Raum, Marmouche is getting a Tech Plus 87 rated card along with Govu and Lacroix. All 3 of these cards right here as 87 rateds look really crazy. Govu with the Rapid, 2 stats at 90. Lacroix with the Block Plus, which of course a lot of people really love right now because of the finesse shot meta. That's a very good playstyle plus to get more blocks, of course, if you're manually controlling your center backs, or maybe if you're not as well. But that's a very good card there. And then here's the little bro Henry, low driven. This is reminding people of last year's Henry SBC that we had that we could then evolve. And it was actually glitched. If you guys remember that Henry SBC that was glitched with some crazy evos. Some people got 99 dribbling on that card. That was an SBC card and an Evo combination that was everywhere late game in the FC 25 times. But he's getting a card here and now. And just remember, like we talked about, some of these little bro icons like the Cruyff, the Miyama that we're about to get, the Vieira that we're going to see in a second, and the Henry. They're going to be cards that maybe during Team of the Year, we have to watch very closely for evolutions because they're lower rated, 86, 87 rated. That's going to fit into some evos very soon. 2 playstyle plus evolutions. And even though they could still be 4, 5, 600,000 coins in the market, they're going to be cards that will not get pack tradable anymore unless EA do something crazy and re-release them into packs. And last year, those baby icons like R9 and Mia Hamm, those were crazy expensive for the whole entire rest of the year because of evolution. So these cards are going to be very interesting to watch. Ibanez, that's a crazy card, of course, a very popular Evo player. He's going to get a slide tackle plus 90 pace center back card. Luke Shaw, Sule Banda, there's the Vieira with Bruiser Plus. guys, again, this team looks insane. Capdevia is even getting a card with Tiki Taka. He's doing his best Jordi Alba impression with that card right there. And then we've got a bottom row here of some fodder cards, but some that may look pretty good too. That Zagadou card looks pretty decent, actually. And then another goalkeeper here that we'll watch and see if they boost up his reactions because they showed 99 reflexes on that league there. But this team looks pretty crazy, and especially if there's a player in this team that's like speaking to you, one of your favorite players, you're probably starting to save packs. That's one of the things right now that I think we got to think about, because sure, we're only 1 day away from this happening. So if you save packs for 1 day, okay, sure, that's not really that long of a save. That could be worth it. If you feel like you've exhausted all of your resources and trying to pack players from this team one, you can absolutely go for it. The best of is staying in packs for the entirety of Winter Wildcards, guys. These cards are not going away. These cards will be here until next Friday in January when we move into the next promo of Time Warp. So it's not a worry about that. It's more so I wanted to talk about this today to get us prepared, to see what's coming, and then maybe make you think ahead a little bit of like, do I want to open my packs? Do I want to chase after a couple of these extra rewards? Maybe I want to get 30 points instead of 15 points, or maybe I wasn't going to play Rivals at all, but I'm going to try to squeeze out 15 points so I can at least get a few packs for these cards that are upcoming. What we don't know yet about Christmas content is evolutions and the Christmas Santa Hat SBC player. It's still a mystery as to who that's going to be. We have Essie's official stats, we have Diani's official stats, and we have a Ledley King SBC leak so far. I think that is the number one thing that we have to be watching right now in terms of leaks, is what are EA going to tell us through the leaks about our Santa Hat SBC player. Is it going to be completely different than one of these three cards? It could be, because these also could be SBCs that are released during the second week of Winter Wildcards starting on Friday, because I know we have 2 SBCs every single day ending on Christmas. We're probably going to have another SBC, at least one, on Friday, and then into the weekend as well after Christmas. So all of those leaks that we have could be related to that Santa Hat SBC or later on. And I'm going to say it, Evolutions, last year on Christmas, they gave us the Flash Evos back. I've got my hopes maybe held a little bit too high for that, but it is possible they could rock the Flash Evos once again like they did during Black Friday. We're still awaiting the Roll Plus Plus evolutions as well for other areas on the pitch. And then, of course, if there's other evolutions, I think they would be leaked ahead of time as well. But the second reason I wanted to get us prepared today is because Christmas is going to bring a lot of content in more ways than just the SBCs and the evolutions, right? It's going to bring the more cards and packs. It's going to be a lot of store packs. And if people are starting to save a few packs here and there, I think it might make these cards drop. So like I was saying earlier in the week, I think it's a good time to look ahead and say, all right, if there's a card that I'm using right now from this team, I may want to sell it so that I can be safe because of what could happen tomorrow on Christmas with these cards. I do believe they are going to drop a bit. And of course, saying to sell these cards, they are safe to buy and sell now because EA actually acted very swiftly. There were some tweets that just got sent out a couple of hours ago related to the whole mess that we were talking about yesterday, related to EA banning accounts that were trading with the Winter Wild Cards and the Winter Wild Cards heroes and icons. People were getting unbanned. People are getting their coins back. So honestly, I tweeted this too. I retweeted the Foot Sheriff tweet here and I said, GG's to EA for acting pretty swiftly on this. Just please do not let it happen again, because that was very frustrating, and you know, it just created a bigger problem for EA themselves too, because they had to come in and do all the work to fix that up and clean up the mess that was created because of the mistake that happened here with those cards. But these cards I would deem safe to trade with. Actually, once those cards, once it was known that EA were unbanning people, some of them dropped a lot, like Leao. I picked him up for 450,000 coins. The Claudia Pina Striker version got listed up, as there was a bunch of people that were holding on to these cards waiting for it to be, you know, coast clear, safe to sell them. And then of course that kind of created a little bit of a panic window where this Claudia Pina went from 330k down to 300, and now she's back up. But I just have to believe with all the content that we're going to get tomorrow, I would want to be careful with these. A new season pass is coming out as well, by the way. Some people, myself included, might be spending 500,000 coins on that straight away if the season pass rewards do look as good as they seem to be based off the initial leaks. So I would rather take the safe route on the market right now with those cards. I think it's safe to trade right now. Like, I've got a couple of investments for today's SBC player. We're getting a Courtois today, so I was like, you know what? Courtois is a big name goalkeeper. He has not had a special card yet this year. Let me pick up a couple of David Alabas for 80 to 85,000 coins because center backs dropped yesterday. This is a very popular card. He's out of packs, and it might be a cheap option that people would want to buy to link to the new Courtois that's coming out. So let's talk about that though. What are we expecting today? Christmas Eve day content. There's one interesting thing that we saw from Pack Code added yesterday that could play into part of the Christmas Eve and Christmas content. But first, we are on the countdown. Number one day away from Christmas. We have an Atletico Madrid player and a Real Madrid player as SBCs today. Now, we know the Atletico player is Lenormand. Of course, we already had Marcus Llorente. He's in the gauntlet. Lenormand's card does not look that great. He's got aerial plus, 88 defending, 87 physical, and 81 pace. I mean, it doesn't look that great. Still could be good if it's pretty cheap. I mean, similar to Emre Can, hopefully in terms of a price, like 50 to 60,000 coins. The real SBC that actually may move the needle today is this Courtois. Allegedly, these are official stats on his card. He does not have a very good playstyle plus. It's the same playstyle plus on this card that his gold has, which is the it's the punch. What is it called again? It's down here at the bottom. This is one that not many goalkeepers have. Cross Claimer Plus. Unique punching animations and even greater increases in ball out speed and hand strength. He has long far throw and 1v1 close down as well. I think they need to add for this SBC at least far reach or footwork, unless the playstyle plus ends up being different. This could be a good goalkeeper card. I don't think it's going to be super crazy, but since it's Courtois, it demands at least a certain level of recognition because, you know, a player like this Jan Oblak, who people have been buying for 70,000 coins, I get he has far reach plus and maybe would even have better stats than Courtois. Whenever we have a big name goalkeeper SBC released, even when we had the first icon SBC goalkeeper earlier in the year, what was it, Schmeichel, in that icon matchday player pick, icon goalkeepers and all other goalkeepers in the game that had value dropped a bunch because this is a way where you don't have to buy a keeper. You just have to do an SBC, and it's a Madrid keeper. It's Courtois. He's always very good in game. He has good reactions as well, I believe, for that stat that we were just talking about earlier. So that's why I think selling goalkeepers, or at least being very careful with them, would be smart today. I do think their prices are going to drop, and maybe, like I mentioned here with the Alaba, some of the Madrid player prices could go up as well. That's why I picked a couple of him up for like 85K and below. He's 90K right now. There's a lot of people investing in the left back from Madrid, Alvaro Carreras, for evolutions and for the link to this Courtois today. That one I don't maybe love as much, but you know, maybe this is a card. This one's more risky because he's in packs, but I actually packed him yesterday. I was very lucky. But this is a card. Look, center backs got, you know, they dropped off a cliff yesterday, but since he dropped that much, you know, he's still in packs, but how many packs are going to get opened today? Maybe this is a card that goes back up a little bit too. I'd look at other Madrid out-of-pack special cards if you wanted to try to make a trade there. Now, as a part of content today as well on Wednesday, as usual, we would expect a new campaign mix pack. The 87 plus campaign mix pack is going away. Kind of hope they give us a player pick today. I don't know if they'd include any other cards after FC Pro Live, which I believe after that we had Joga Bonito as a promo. Maybe too early for that, but man, I would love Joga Bonito cards in a player pick, all those with 5-star skills. That would be cool. So I would expect something new there, and it would at least have a little bit of hope that we'd maybe get some other sort of player pick. Maybe they do release the 85 plus player pick again today. Fingers crossed for that, because honestly, we need something else. And guys, I got to imagine there's some sort of like Christmassy content dropped today as well. There's one thing that I'm looking at with a lot of interest. These stocking stuffer packs that were added to the code yesterday. There's 3 of them. Stocking Stuffer 1, which includes 11 rare golds, 84 to 85. Then Stocking Stuffer 2 is 85 to 86, still 11 rare golds. And then 3 is 2 Team of the Week players, untradeable, rated up to 86. They're all starting with the words includes in the pack code here. That makes me think that they are store packs, kind of similar to the Advent packs that we've had that we could potentially be opening today. So that is one thing that I wanted to mention. Watch out for the store today. Again, it does feel like EA is trying to get us into the store, you know, subliminally messaging us to try to buy the FC points and stuff like that. But, you know, don't fall for it, obviously. But that is something that I wanted to mention because some of those store packs have been very good value. Also, people are asking me about this one, the Jumbo Rose pack. I don't think this is good value, even though it gives you 2 100K packs inside of it, and it's only 125,000 coins. The odds of you making your coins back from that are very, very slim. So today might be kind of the calm before the storm with a couple of Christmassy things implemented in there as well with the courtois and maybe some other sort of content. We'll have to see. But tomorrow is the real big day for sure with content. One very last thing to mention, we do have a new team of the week that's dropping today, and it might be the worst team of the week of the year. Just being 100% honest, we've got another Talishka, we've got a Moise Keane, Wendy Renard, and Huth are the joint highest rated players in this team of the week. You got a Stanisic from Bayern there. So unless there's an emotional player for you from your favorite club or nation, this team of the week does not look that loaded at all. But of course, it's all about what is happening in the next 2 days of this game. So maybe if what we're talking about today motivates you at all, try to get those rivals points up real quick. It's going to be hard for me to get the gameplay in today. I'll be completely honest. It's a busy day with things going on, but I hope you guys have a great Christmas Eve as well. If you're celebrating and doing anything with family or doing anything at all, I hope you guys have a great one. And hope you guys can just enjoy this holiday season as well, whatever it may have in store for you. We should be having a video tomorrow. Hopefully I'll have a nice little festive treat as a part of that as well for you guys. And roll on Christmas in FC 26, guys. I'm super excited for it. Christmas almost never under-delivers on this game. I will say that. The last couple of years, like last year specifically, delivered big time. So my fingers are crossed for the same thing to happen tomorrow. But let me know if you have any comments or questions. Drop them down below the video in the comment section. If you enjoyed this one, drop a thumbs up on it. And of course, subscribe if you're new. I will catch you guys in a video tomorrow. Merry Christmas Eve. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace out.